All right, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to the US-based Focus on Liberia Online Television Network from wherever you are joining us at the moment, whatever you're doing. My name is Theo Williams, and of course we have with us Mr. Daniel Sando. Sando is the Deputy Vice Chair for Press and Publicity of the Opposition Liberty Party. Shortly we'll talk about some issues about the Liberty Party, and so I ask you to stay with us, invite a friend to come on and join the interview as well. Having said that, let me welcome you, Daniel, to the US-based Focus on Liberia Online Television. I'm sure this is the first time.
Thank you to you. It's always a pleasure to be in company with folks from media. Let me say a pleasant good afternoon to your diaspora followers. I thank you. This is my first interaction with Focus on Liberia. I've heard a lot about your platform, and I'm very delighted to be here.
Great. Well, to begin, Daniel, I'm told there's a current complaint before the National Elections Commission from the Liberty Party. Let's know from me what is the nature of that complaint and what is the current status as well of that complaint as we speak.
Well, the National Elections Commission, as you know, is an agency created by law that has charged with the responsibility to kind of provide supervision for political parties in Liberia. And the issue of the Liberty Party, no doubt, members of the public have become very knowledgeable to what is happening in the Liberty Party, and so I will not want to do a whole narrative as to how this whole thing started, but I just want to say that we have a current case with the Elections Commission, and that case encompasses a lot of things.
Okay.
Some of the errors that the Elections Commission has made in handling the affairs of the Liberty Party, for example, we had a convention in January 2021. After the convention, Section 3.3 and 3.4D of the Regulation for Political Parties of the Election Commission requires that convention reports, political party convention reports must be submitted on the signature of the chairperson and secretary of the convention, right? We had a convention in January 2021. Why did NEC receive or accept documents from Musa Ability and Martin Kula? They were not the competent officials of the party to submit these documents, okay? So what Musa and Martin clearly did was to use the inefficiency of the Election Commission to criminally alter the party constitution. That's one. When the allegation of alterations of the constitution was raised, the next year they could not investigate party issue until the party had exhausted all of the internal remedies. So we said, okay, we went to Farmington. Both parties, the political leader, the stability, we review all of the meetings, the recordings, video recordings, handwritten records and everything for the convention, and we agreed that indeed provisions in the constitution were altered. And so we signed an MOU. The MOU is currently before the Election Commission. What has stopped the NEC from recognizing the MOU? You say, oh, you'll go and investigate internally. When we investigated, we signed an MOU. The MOU is before you. You refuse to recognize it. We've gone to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of Liberia had asked us to correct the Constitution because the MOU required us to do so, right? We corrected the Constitution. Okay? We corrected the Constitution. Right? We submitted the Constitution to them. The corrected version of the Constitution has been submitted to the Election Commission. Why has the Commission refused to acknowledge receipt of those documents? Why are they insisting that the Liberty Party must be governed by a constitution that was criminally altered by Mr. Bates?
Talking about the MOU, Daniel, what were those things specifically captured?
The next question. So these are the errors that the Election Commission has made. Because somebody listening to me will say, well, all the people, the laws people making, we don't see the point yet. So these are three major reasons why we are staging this protest. Because NEC has been unduly interfering in the affairs of the Liberty Party. The chairperson of the Election Commission herself is conflicted Okay, at one point in time, they will want to do business with Ms. Ability. When they come under scrutiny and criticism from the public, and then she goes on the radio and say, I don't recognize Ms. Ability, I don't recognize the person. So everything that's happening in the Liberty Party is because the Election Commission has failed to do the right thing. We are not asking the NEC to do Liberty Party a favor. We are simply asking them, all we require of the Election Commission, do the right thing, and Liberty Party will be involved. Okay?
Let me take you back a bit, Daniel. Talking about the MOU, I'd like to know from you specifically, what were some of those things captured in the MOU?
The MOU grew out of allegation that the Constitution was altered.
Okay.
Right? So we went to the Election Commission. They said they cannot investigate political party issues, but we should go and do internal investigation. So the MOU basically states the provision of the Constitution that was altered,
all right,
how it should have been in keeping with what was adopted at the convention.
Okay.
So everything is spelled out in the MOU. And the MOU is currently before the Election Commission. What is stopping them from recognizing it? If they continue to insist, as they have done, that Liberty Party will be governed by a constitution that was criminally altered. I say criminally altered because the fact that Mr. Ability himself signed onto the MOU suggests that he agreed to the allegation of alteration. So next should even be helping Liberty Party to prosecute Mr. Ability because to submit false documents to the commission is a crime under Liberian law. Okay? But we are surprised that even with the glaring and visible facts of all of the wrongs that have been done by Mr. Ability, apparently to keep Liberty Party in disarray, we're surprised that the Election Commission is still playing a kind of link dog and laissez-faire role. They refuse to exercise the moral judgment to do the right thing. They've been very tight-lipped on issues that brought us in the progress of the party. Okay, and this is very embarrassing for our country. You know, I tell people frequently that the last time this country was plunged into chaos, it was due to the fact that somebody decided to tamper with the integrity of the elections. Political parties are the building block of every democracy. Liberia is no exception. Okay, when we see the Election Commission is at the epic center of disintegrating political party, we should be concerned. Every Liberian, whether you are a member of the Liberty Party, right? Whether you are a member of the opposition, you should be concerned because if political parties cannot be allowed to flourish, right? Under this leadership of George Weah in the David Brown chairmanship of the Election Commission, I mean, then what use will be our democracy? What use will be our democracy? Political parties are the medium through which will select presidential candidates, legislative candidates for the elections, okay, to determine national leadership. Liberty Party is the second biggest party in the opposition. Why would the Election Commission knowingly keep the party in disarray? Because they failed to do the wrong thing. This speaks volume. It testifies to the fact that the government itself is interfering. The fact that the commission is divided on certain issues. They cannot take a position because apparently they are under instruction from their bosses. And you know, and that's the reason why we've called on Liberians far in the air to join us in our call to openly condemn what the NEC has done. We want to bring this thing to the attention of the international partners, and that's why we are calling on our partisans to come up on the 28th of October, which is Friday.
We'll come to that, Dana, but yes. Talking about the complaint, have you done some follow-ups with the hearing office at the National Elections Commission?
Well, the complaint was addressed to the Board of Commissioners.
All right.
The Board of Commissioners is indicted. The Board of Commissioners is indicted by that very complaint because most of the decisions that have been reached that gave Mr. Ability the authorization to take this bogus decision in the name of Liberty Party have been delivered by the Board of Commissioners. So they themselves are indicted by that report. Okay? So what we were looking up to, this report was submitted to the Board of Commissioners over 2 weeks ago. Hello? Liberty Party is at this point because you are failed to do this. You are failed to do this. It's a formal complaint. We want you to look into it. That the Election Commission has even failed to even acknowledge receipt of the complaint. That they have even failed to call a conference to look into the matters that are spelled out in the complaint. A sufficient indication that they are not interested in resolving the issues of the Liberty Party conflict.
A couple of weeks ago, the chairperson of the NEC was on the national broadcaster, and she was asked about who's the current chair of the opposition Liberty Party. And she did not answer that question. I mean, she was not specific as to who is the chair of the opposition Liberty Party. What do you think?
Well, this is how conflicted the chairperson of the commission has become. At one point in time, the NEC would invite Mr. Ability to meetings. At one point in time, they would write Mr. Ability to say, oh, we recognize the document you submitted to us in the name of CPP. Even though the political leader of the party had written that as a leader of the party, Mr. Ability does not have the authority to commit this party to any collaboration. Even though the political leader had written them. But this very commission who won the radio and denied and failed to recognize Ability was the very person who wrote Mr. Ability to say, oh, Mr. Chairman, I acknowledge receipt of your document and this and that and what have you. So a conflicted person who doesn't know how to govern the affairs of the election commission is a person who have interpreted Brown Lasana. You wrote Mr. Ability 2 days after you appear on the radio and you say, oh, I cannot recognize him. I cannot recognize. So what even informed the decision of the commission to have written Mr. Ability in the first place? So this thing, I mean, people may want to look at it from a narrow perspective to say it's all about Liberty Party. It's not about Liberty Party. It's about a grand scheme by the current folks at the National Election Commission to undermine the stability of this country. Political party, like I said, are the building block of every democracy. When you see how, even with the issue of the awarding of the contract, the biometric contract, how members of the Board of Commissioners are divided because the Edward Brown Lasana is doing things intellectually, right? So it should concern every Liberian that the chairperson of the commission will write Mr. Ability a private letter and it goes on the public radio and say, I cannot recognize him. And interestingly so, she made these utterances on EIBC, the state broadcaster. The state broadcaster, and everybody was listening to her. That she declined to recognize Mr. Ability. She cannot recognize him because the party is in conflict, the issue in the party will be resolved. The issue in the party will be resolved. When will it be resolved? We'll have election in less than a year. Our partisans are complaining. They are looking up to the leadership of the party every day. When will the issue be resolved? David Etta Brown Lasana and her colleagues at the Board of Commissioners of the NEC continue to drag their feet.
You think this could hamper the chances of some individuals who will want to contest on the Liberty Party?
Just hamper the chances. I'm looking beyond Liberty Party. Liberty partisans will always know who to vote for in the electoral process, right? I'm looking beyond the spillover effect of the action of David Etta Brown Lasana and the other commissioners, what it could possibly have, the negative effect it could possibly have on the viability of our democracy. Okay? The viability of our democracy is very important. If you have a board of commissioners of the election commission that have proven to be very incompetent, not trustworthy, they lack the integrity, they are compromised, they involving conflict of interest. At one point in time, David Etta Brown Lasana is indicted for conflict of interest, criminally indicted by the government, all the kind of things. It should be concerning to everybody. It should be concerning to everybody because election business is everybody's business. So it's not just about Liberty Party. Yes, they have succeeded in getting Liberty Party divided for over 1 year and a half now. Why they succeed in thwarting the election result? So it's not just about Liberty Party.
So Daniel, having said that, the Yomli Kanga version of the Liberty Party, permit me to say that please. Having said that, the Yomli Kanga's version of the Liberty Party have now resorted to threatening political actions.
Well, Yomli Kanga Laura is a political leader of the Liberty Party. Undisputedly, she's a political leader of the Liberty Party. Why are we going to protest? I've already laid out the issues.
Ability have refuted that on numerous occasions.
But Ability is not Liberty Party. The partisans recognize Yomli Kanga Lawrence as a political leader of the Liberty Party. So nobody cares about Ability, miserable opinions that you have about Yomli.
He's also recognized though.
She is a political leader.
He's also recognized though.
Well, my problem with Ability,
by the very NEC.
Our problem with Ability, NEC has to understand that we govern this party. It is our party. They cannot determine who becomes chairman of the Liberty Party or not. Instead of NEC joining us to prosecute Mr. Ability for criminally altering the party constitution, they cannot be shooting a criminal. They cannot be shooting a criminal. Okay, it is wrong.
Who's the criminal?
Mr. Ability criminally altered the party constitution. It is illegal under the laws of Liberia to do so, and the election commission, as an institution of integrity, must be helping the Liberty Party to prosecute Mr. Ability because he even submitted false documents to the Election Commission. What he submitted was criminally false. It does not represent what Dedeke voted for at the convention. That was proven in an MOU signed by Dedeke himself. So the next now must move beyond just protecting his ability to join the Liberty Party and say, let's prosecute Dedeke because he criminally submitted a document in the name of a party.
You knew all of this and you allowed Belite within the party.
Well, he was a party to the party. He is a party to the party. Anybody can aspire for leadership in an organization. We're not in the business of stopping people on the basis of their religion, their tribe, or their color, or their political belief. In Liberty Party, we say, together we can do better. Everybody is somebody. So yes, we gave Mr. Belite the space to become chairman of the Liberty Party. We didn't give him the space to criminally alter the party constitution. So I want us to draw the line of distinction between the opportunity given him to become chairman and how he has misused that opportunity is another thing. So we're not going to beat ourselves for sitting in line to become chairman.
That means you and others in the Liberty Party have some regret?
I don't have no regret.
Are you sure about that?
I don't have no regret. People get married and they get divorced. Okay? So if Mr. Belite was harboring a criminal intent to plunge the Liberty Party into crisis, how is Donald Sanders supposed to know? We're not in the business of reading people's mind. That's why we do not support what Mr. Belite is doing. That's why we are vehemently opposed to everything that he done to plunge the party into chaos. I'm not supporting him. Those who are supporting him, in spite of the wrongs that he done, should be held responsible. For me, it's about the institution. For us, it's about the party. It's not about any single individual. Because Liberty Party is our political identity. Okay? It's a party that we have sacrificed so much for. There are thousands of persons watching me right now, listening to me, who have sacrificed so much to get Liberty Party to where it is today. And for us to say supine it to allow one person to plunge the party into chaos without opposing him or standing up to him, I think for me it's the least we can do at this point. So that's why we are very energized. We are very energized to move at the Election Commission on Friday to also present a petition statement to our international partners. We want to bring the action of the Election Commission that NEC is a complicit in the conflict with the Liberty Party, and the international partners need to get involved because this thing has a propensity of spilling over to undermine the credibility of the electoral process. And if they have invested so much in Liberia, if we can sit to allow a commission that has taken a partisan posture to undermine the stability of the political party in the country, then I think we don't value all the sacrifices. That's why we are bringing this thing to the attention of our international partners.
Many people are of the belief that you guys thought Belite would have invested all of his money in the Liberty Party. That's why you...
It was never about investment.
You allow him in.
It was never about... That perception is wrong. For example, we moved Akari Johnson...
I saw you in a new pickup once upon a time, Daniel. And that pickup was given the party by Musa Belite.
We always had logistics. Right? We moved to the Cali Junction. We moved to Cali Junction in 2016. We're paying $40,000. We're paying $40,000 annually for rent. How do you think we managed to sustain the party from 2016 up to 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021? We Belite became chairman yesterday. How do you think we succeeded? Because the party is comprised of committed loyalists, right? Committed loyalists that are willing to always, right, contribute the minimum resources to the survival of this party. Okay? We were not distracted by that. We were never that, they put me Belite chairman because, you are spending money. That person got to be daydreaming.
Where is your pickup, Daniel?
Well, logistic-wise, the party has always had logistics. So it was never a pickup. And that's why I even returned the pickup. That if Mr. Belite thinks that our loyalty to this party is worth a pickup, I'd rather walk on the sidewalk of Monrovia than ride a pickup. I returned that pickup to Mr. Belite because I don't support the scheme that he's operating on. I don't support all of the evil deeds that Mr. Belite is involved with. I don't support all of the double and shaded uncovered dealings that he's entered into with the government and Mr. Alexander Cummings, who wants to desperately become president of Liberia at all costs, even though he doesn't have the number by his side. So my conscience is clear. As the elected vice chair of the Liberty Party, we have always spoken to issues that border on the collective growth and progress of the party. I cannot take a side with anybody who does not have, anybody who does not have the mindset to promote policies of the Liberty Party, to promote the collective spirit of the Liberty Party. I can't support this person. That's why I have long party company with ability. You see, if this pickup is work what you're doing, I don't be part of the school. Those who are riding pickup around, they feel the public backlash every day because in the eye of the public, disability is just who he is.
Besides the neck, where are you guys taking the petition statement?
Well, neck as a whole in Liberia, regardless of how wrong they may be, they have to hear your complaint before you go to the Supreme Court or any court in Liberia. So on that basis, we are insisting that NEC hears the complaint of the Liberty Party. If the complaint of the Liberty Party is properly adjudicated, the right thing will be done. If the NEC insists on not hearing the complaint, we're going to sue NEC. They are remedy provided for under the law. But we want to ensure.
I'm afraid this could just drag into elections, Daniel.
Well, it doesn't matter how long it takes, in as much as we are pursuing the right thing.
That's what I'm asking. Besides the NEC, you want to come out on Friday. Besides the NEC, where else are you guys taking?
We are expected to submit petition statements to several embassies around the world.
All right.
I talked about the U.S. Embassy. We've spoken with them already. The European Union office in Liberia, ECOWAS, the African Union, the United Nations Peace Building Office at the One Union headquarters. So these are places where we're going to be submitting our petition. On all of the issues that's happening in the Liberty Party.
Finally, you and others were sued by Mr. Ability for impersonation.
And that's the comical part about it. Every time Mr. Ability is about to be nailed.
What is the start of that lawsuit?
Every time Mr. Ability is about to be nailed on the gallows, he employs a diversionary tactics that get people confused. Mr. Ability had gone to NEC a couple of months back and said, Daniel Sano is impersonated as a spokesperson of the Liberty Party. I have since suspended him. Up to now, Mr. Ability is yet to go to the NEC for that complaint to be here. Right? He goes to the court and says, we generated 11 million in the name of the Liberty Party at the fundraising rally. Of course, the political leader of the party has the authority to organize activities, take actions that will drive the progress of the party. So against that backdrop, the political leader organized a fundraising rally. We grace the occasion. We mobilize the resources, right? Something that Mr. Ability will not do for the Liberty Party. For Mr. Ability, he wants the Liberty Party to be surviving from his pocket, to control everybody there. We have said no to that. We have to institutionalize this party, right? That parties can own up to the way the party is operating. So we went to Buchanan, we raised 11 million. Mr. Ability said he's going to sue. We should give him the money because we are not the proper official to organize program for the party and this and that.
Have you given the money?
Where is the case? Where is the case? So this is the extent to which Mr. Ability is so much more serious. And for people who don't know him when he's speaking, we take him seriously.
You think Young Kanga is going to sustain all of this?
Well, it's not just about Young Kanga. Liberty Party will survive.
Okay.
This thing is not about Young Kanga. It's about our party. Our party. The party that we have nurtured for over 2 decades of our youthful life. And so it's not about Young. Yeah, she's a political leader of the party, but we stand with her. The parties in their majority, absolute majority, stand with Young.
What does this mean for the legacy of the founding father of the Liberty Party, Councillor Charles Walker Bromskin?
Political parties normally have to go through the reformatory process. I think what the Liberty Party is going through is just another test of time. In the end, the chips will fall where they may, and Liberty Party will survive.
Daniel Sander, thank you very kindly.
Thank you very much.
He's the Vice Chair for Press and Publicity of the opposition Liberty Party. He's been in conversation with the USB focus on Liberia online television. Folks, it's been a wonderful time. Thanks to all of you who have been watching. Continue to follow us. And thanks to our hard-working CEO, Mr. Dennis Jah, who is in Atlanta, Georgia, the U.S. Thanks to Head of Operations, Mr. Anthony Siedeme, who is always making sure we are fully equipped to bring you all of these interesting developments about Liberia. On that note, my name is Theo Williams. Thanking you very kindly.